was a sight for my soul.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another X-Plane 11 video. This is episode 9 of our trip around Ireland, and we're on the ground here up in Belfast, and we're going to make our way home back to Dublin Airport. Our flight today is VFR. As you can see, the weather is fairly clear. Temperature is only around 8 or 9 degrees, and we have an 8 knot wind coming in from the southwest. The aircraft today, we're back in the Alabeo Mooney, just mainly for the speed, and it's great fun to fly. So we're going to hop down into the plane, get our pre-flight ready to go, and let's get the show on the road. So we're back in the Mooney M20 from Alabeo, mainly for the speed. It's about an hour's flight down to Dublin. We'll be taking off here from Belfast. We'll fly over Dundalk, Drogheda, and then into Dublin Airport itself. This plane, it's really holding up well. We've done a lot of flights in the Aerobasque Diamond, the DA62, so it's nice to hop back into this one as well. It's nice and fast, and again the plane itself is great. I mean the modelling is fantastic on this. So I've changed around a couple of my settings just with X-Plane. I was watching stuff there from Cat Strader, so we're going to mimic some of his settings. It's mainly to do with these guys up here. We go up to our settings and our sensitivities. So since I've changed them, I've noticed that it's slightly different flying, but it really adds to it as well. Like I had these all over the shop. Why, I don't know. Like I just mess around with them. I never had any method to it. But the way I have everything set up now, it's flying fairly well. So we'll hop in here, get the plane started. We have the GTN 750. We're also using xEnviro, and it's not without its flaws, but overall, it adds to the sim. Like if you can live with one or two minor bugs, as in your windows disappearing, but overall it's not bad. I mean, it looks really good. At times it looks kind of crappy at other times, but it's still work in progress. So we'll jump in and we'll get things moving. Okay, so we'll start here and we'll get the doors closed. And get rid of the static elements as well. Okay, so we're going to go to our fuel tanks. You know, on the left tank, get the battery on. Alternators can come on. Get some lights going. Make sure our prop can go in. Crack the throttle. Make sure it's into full. We can get our fuel pumps on. Get our mags on here. Check the prop area is clear. And we can go for a start. Okay, we've got to go start the engine, get our avionics on. Lean our mixture here, we can see our EGT starting to rise. Pitot heat can come on. Turn our pumps off for a minute. Cancel this warning light. Okay, so we're just going to plot in a direct 2 mode down to Dublin. So about 74 nautical miles, it's about an hour's flight. We're going to depart here from runway 17. Our altimeter setting should be correct. We can go into xEnviro. So our QNH is 1012, clear skies, and 3 knot wind. Okay, we'll set our altitude. We'll probably go at 8,000. Go to arm mode. Make sure our elevator is set to takeoff. Flight director can come on. get this guy in here to keep the sound nice and low. So we'll just let the temperatures rise here. We'll taxi out and around and get ourselves onto the runway. Okay, we can go through our control surfaces. Make sure they're free and easy to move. Check our elevator there as well. Okay, should be good. Get our strobes on, taxi lights on. And we can take our brakes off. Spin around here to the left. So yeah, I've been doing a fair bit of flying with the Aerobask stuff. Well, with the DA62 and also the Cessna. So our videos up until now have been pretty much GA. Well, in fact, they've all been GA, apart from the chopper, the Bell, which was great fun. So this is pretty much our last flight we're going to be doing in Ireland for a while. After this, I'd like to tip across now into the UK. And I might use a jet for that as well. We'll see. Like it's early days yet. But so far, I'm very impressed with X-Plane. You know, I originally started off in FSX. I think I'd Flight Sim 95, I think. Was that what I think it was called? That's like a way back. And yeah, Flight Sim 98, then all the way up to FSX with the acceleration packs. I had it working in with Direct X10. And I was gonna go to P3D, and I ended up not doing it. I picked up X-Plane 10. And I was trying to get used to that, and the UI, I couldn't really figure it out, and just kind of even the depth of field or the view settings, you know, when you're looking up and down in the cockpit, I think it's on the default Cessna and X-Plane 10, it just didn't look right for me. So I kind of abandoned it, and then I built a new PC, a fairly beefy one, and X-Plane 11 was released. I tried that, it really ran well. And I've been hooked ever since. So like that's a year pretty much flying X-Plane 11. And like there's loads of stuff I have in X-Plane 11. Like I've traffic add-ons, there's xEnviro, there's loads of different bits and bobs that, you know, we'll start putting into more of these episodes as well. We've no traffic today. Again, we'll change that now probably when we get to the UK. So land lights come on. Drop a notch of flaps, get ourselves lined up here. Fuel pumps can come on. Okay, let's get ourselves lined up here. We can do a quick check. Okay, so trim is set. Transponder can come on here now as well. Alt mode. Everything here seems okay. Alrighty, we're good to go. So make sure to full. Start increasing our throttle here. Fair bit of right rudder heading down the runway. Here's 60 knots. Start pulling back on the stick. Up we go. There's a positive right gear up. Yeah, like the handling is a little bit different ever since them settings are changed. Because like usually it'd be super sensitive, and now you have to really kind of put effort into what you're doing. There's our flaps coming up. Bring our throttle back a small bit. Or prop back a small bit. Coming up on 1,000 feet. We're autopilot here, so we can go into nav mode, altitude mode, and set our autopilot to on. We'll set our climb we'll go for 1,000 feet a minute. That should be engaged there now. So our target altitude is going to be 8,000 feet. Some nice shadows coming in there. Let's get a flyby shot. So I'll keep the speed up. Our climb is good so far. We don't want to go too high into this. Cylinder head temperature is a little bit low, but that'll start rising. We can drop the mixture ever so slightly. Get our EGT up a little bit. Just a little bit bumpy, but our climb is still good. It looks very bumpy, but yeah, it's nice. Our scenery is brought to us by Ortho4XP. There's times it just looks amazing. Okay, so our plan is to continue on this heading. We're going to be coming down the coast. We're still pretty much over Belfast at the moment. That's over here, so we'll be coming down through Newry. We'll be passing by Dundalk, Drogheda. We'll fly over Gormastown, or Gormaston Camp as well, and then into Dublin. Get some lights on here as well. Yeah, so as I said, the Alabeo, it's just a fine plane. The Mooney, it's just a fine plane to be in. The speed is quite good. The texturing, it's very high standard. You know, you have all lights and bits and bobs here as well. There's oxygen tanks over here. I can turn on some lights as well. Fuel selection is all right. 20 on the left, 22 on the right. I'll swap it over now in a little bit. Get our EGT up a little bit higher. Passing 5,000. So as I was saying, like the GA planes and X-Plane 11, you know, I've had a blast with them. I haven't flown them all. I have a lot of them. I have a couple of more twin props we'll probably do now when we're flying around England and that. But I also have a couple of jets, some of the corporate jets and the biz jets. You know, we have the Phenom, we have the, I think it's the Epic, is it the Victory, I think? We have D-Den's Challenger, so we've a fairly decent sized hangar full of planes to be flying around. So if you guys have any suggestions or you want to see something, I know one viewer had asked for the is it the PBY boat plane. I have it, and I will use it. I'll make a video with it. So it's it's different planes are fun to fly. Like it takes a while to get used to them, but once you're used to them, they're great. So our climb is looking good here. We'll level off at 8,000 feet. We'll bring the throttle back. Well, we'll increase our speed first, then we'll throttle back to get our fuel flow down a little bit. We'll go outside, get a couple of scenic shots, and then we'll reconvene as we're on our approach into Dublin. Okay, so we're at 8,000 feet. We're going to make our descent now into Dublin. We're just under 10 minutes away. So we'll bring our throttle back. And we'll start our descent. So we'll bring our altitude down to 3,000. Little warning there just on our throttle. Also want to bring our heading indicator slightly to the right, just so we can get a good approach onto runway 28 at Dublin. So as you can see with xEnviro, it does look mighty pretty, especially then when you have this blending. I mean, this is what xEnviro can really do. So when it works right, it's quite pretty. So a few things that we can do. We can lean our mixture out a little bit, get our EGT up. You see our fuel flow here starting to drop, which is what we're after. You can maintain about 130 to 140 knots. Cancel this message here. So far everything looking decent. The weather certainly changing as we come closer to Dublin. The update times at xEnviro are every 30 minutes. So it just loads in the new weather details. It's coming down the coast here. It really decent when it comes to the shadows. So you can see how it really changes the texturing, just drawing the shadows onto the scenery beneath us. It's quite impressive looking. A little bit buggy here with the glass, but we'll take it. That looks pretty nice. So just past 5,500 feet. Speed is good. Bring our RPM back a small little bit. It'll be interesting to see what the visibility is like under the clouds. So what we can do, just in case, we can always load an approach in here as well. We'll see as we get a little bit closer. I'd say we're going to be fine. Turn our strobes off as we come into these clouds. Speed is still okay. We can probably come down a fraction more. We say 2,500. So we have the M1. Yeah, it does look fairly decent, alright. Okay, so we're just at 2,500 feet. Keep our speed in and around 130 knots. We're pretty much on the limit here for a visual approach. But we should be fine. So we can see the layout of the runways here in front of us. So what we can do now, we can select our heading mode, take us off nav, we'll bank to the right, start bringing our speed back. Probably come down another 1,000 feet. So we have the airport here beside us. We're just going to swing around. This is runway 28, running along this direction here. Start bringing our speed back. Pretty much on the limit here. We do have spoilers on this plane. Engage them now. That'll bring our speed down. We don't want to overshoot the runway here. We just want to get our speed down into the arc so we can start dropping some flaps. That'll pretty much do us there. Okay, so we can cancel our autopilot. Gear coming down. "90 knots is good, rate of descent looking good, fuel pumps on, landing gears down, flaps are set, lights are set. We have a 4 knot headwind coming in, seems to be hitting us straight on, speed just sitting now at 80 knots. Hear the inner marker beacon going off. Small bit of wind hitting us there. Rate of descent is okay, speed's still okay. See the base of the runway, drop the nose, start our flare. Small bit of a float, and we're down.
Come over to the ramp and park your service.
No problem. Okay, decel now, manual braking. Ground handling has a little bit of work to be done. Okay, lean our mixture. Landing lights can come off. Fuel pumps can come off. Pido's off. Welcome back to Dublin. A little bit tricky there just on the approach. We just had a very slight gust of wind and then a drop. So It's almost like a vacuum beneath it, but like a lot of the physics, not that they're altered, but they seem to be amplified with xEnviro, which is a good thing because, you know, you get a lot more turbulence. Again, no other traffic to worry about, so we can taxi across the runway here. Bring our flaps in. So we're going to get parking just at the back of these terminals over here, so we'll spin around to the left. So we're using Aerosoft Dublin, or Aerosoft's Dublin. I think at the start of this series we had an issue. There was red tractors as the tow trucks, but we got that sorted. So I have to say I really enjoyed this series flying around Ireland. I'm looking forward to the next hop over to the UK. Our plan is still to down then into Europe, and we might start something over at the US as well. You know, I have a decent size of ortho scenery, about 6 terabytes of it. And it's interesting, you know, you see the release of Orbex. Like I have the Manchester scenery that they just released, and it's very good. Like the airport is great. The textures up close are very good. A little bit cartoonish, I think, from a distance. So I'm not entirely sure with Orbex. I saw screenshots of their True Earth for the Netherlands, and it looks, that's over in P3D, it looks absolutely amazing. So we'll see when Orbex release the England. I think they're going to do Ireland as well. I think it's the whole Ireland, UK, Scotland and Wales will be decent because it's hard to get good ortho tiles for Scotland and parts of Ireland as well. Most of it's under cloud, like, but it's usually fairly decent. Now we're going to park up over here in front of this Aer Lingus building. Blatant abandonmentism of the plane. Anywhere over here will do. Okay, parking brake can come on. Bring our throttle back. Start start bringing our lights off. Avionics are off. Wonderful sound powering down. Now we can cut our mixture. Here's our engine off. Turn our mags off. Nav and beacon lights can come off. Alternators off. And the battery off. Alrighty, welcome back to Dublin Airport. Episode 9 is complete. That was great fun, guys. We got all the way around Ireland, up into Northern Ireland and back down again. The next journey we're going to be taking, I'll do a new series and we're going to tip over to the UK, up around Scotland, Wales, then down into England. So if you have any comments or suggestions or a bit of feedback, just leave them in the section below. I'll get back to you. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd love for you to subscribe as well to stay up to date with the next couple of videos I'm going to make. Until next time, so guys, thank you so much for watching and take care.